Hey gang, it's your GM Drakeen here with another homebrew. We're talking about knives today, obviously. And by knives, I mean daggers. So these are weapons very common in my game, especially among people who have never taken the time to learn martial weapons, maybe people who haven't even taken the time to learn simple weapons. Everyone and everyone's mother in my game pretty much knows how to use a knife. I got this idea from actually real life events. I think it was knife crime being increasing where I was living in New York. And there was actually a guy as I was moving out who they had a problem catching that this guy was just going around stabbing people. Also, knife crime in London. And I used to know people actually who used to carry knives for protection. And then, let's see, I even in I think in my 30s in New York, I've seen a couple times people carrying knives as under in wrist cheese, if you can believe that. Like if you got close enough, you could see the sheath and you could see the knife in the sheath. So obviously they were thugs, and if you're carrying a wrist sheath with a knife in it, I'm going to judge you. So, but anyway, let's get back to the video. Moving on. So knives, like I said, they're very common, and I wanted something because D&D really doesn't get into, if you want to build a character around knife throwing, right? They gave you this thrown weapon fighting a while back, right? That was kind of it. There's no real feats that are around this. I wanted to look at this. This is the old version of two weapon fighting. Specifically, I wanted to look at this last line here. If either weapon has the thrown property, you can throw a weapon instead of making a melee attack with it. So this is, talking about attacking with two weapons. Or, you could throw two weapons. I think that's the way this is written. You can either attack or throw two weapons. Seems to imply that to me. So that's my point with that. And I would even let, I guess, darts fall into even though they're not technically light weapons. You know what I mean? They're not melee weapons, darts, but I would think they would fit into this category of throwing things. Defensive duelist, of course, this is the newest version. Allows you to, use your action to parry. And this is the feat. I had brought this up before. I kind of updated it since then, so I wanted to do another video and kind of clarify why you keep running into people with knives in my game. They are as common as six shooters in the Wild West. I can't stress this enough. So let's look at this feat real quick. If you happen to take it, you're welcome to. You can increase your strength or dexterity by one. Quick draw. When you throw a weapon or item, you can also draw it and stow it as part of an action. Notice this item here. So you can throw other things besides weapons. You could throw alchemist fire. You could throw acid vials. You could throw holy water. You could throw whatever you want to throw. Rocks. Magic stones. Whatever. You know what I mean? Knife thrower. All right. So this, when you use this action, you can use your bonus action to make an additional light throw with thrown weapon, which was your proficient. So that's kind of where this came from, the two weapon fighting thing that we were just looking at. That's basically what that's saying. It's kind of reiterating that because they changed two weapon fighting in the current version. So that's, I don't think that language is in there anymore. Javelin thrower. This is a good one. The short and long range of all thrown weapons with which you are proficient is doubled. So if you're throwing javelins have a range of 3120. Your range now is 60 to 40. That's pretty good, right? If you're throwing daggers, if you're throwing darts, the short range and long range is 40, 120. Okay. And this is the kicker, all right? Opportunity attack, reactive strike. And I can see, I definitely understand people like, what? What happened? This guy threw a knife at me? It's gonna happen. I'm just telling you right now. So while holding a light thrown weapon, which with your proficiency you can use your action to make one ranged weapon attack against a creature that enters your weapon's normal range or becomes visible to you. You can make the attack before the creature finishes moving into a space within that range. So, if you move into the range of someone who has this feat, they can make an opportunity attack by throwing a light weapon at you, a dart, a dagger. If you move into their range, or if you just suddenly became visible, maybe you were already in their range, maybe you're hiding around a corner, you came out to cast some spell. Yeah, someone's going to throw a knife with you with this ability or feat or creature ability or whatever. Okay, and I kind of tagged it like they tag stuff in Magic Gathering at the bottom there. You can see that. Um, that's it, really, gang. So also, if you are a player, you can use Nick with this, right? So there's that. So you can even get an extra attack, right? And then I think, let's see, rogues get all these other extra things with their cunning action, right? Um, so uh, because Nick and all these things are too, weapon mastery specific to every weapon, I couldn't add it to every single creature you run into. It would be, if every creature had a different weapon mastery property, how would I imagine how I would track that in a session? That would be crazy. So yeah, I just want to keep it simple. 2014 was simple and good enough. So that's kind of what I'm basing these rules on, right? But if you're a player, you get Nick, you get all, of course, the weapon mastery stuff that you want. And that's pretty much it, guys. Definitely take time to like the video. Again, my name is Drakeen. I am a DM over at Start Playing. Trying not to get stabbed, guys. Hope you liked the video. See you at the gaming table. Take care.